Hello and welcome to this postnatal video within our Powerful Pregnancy series. In this video, I'm just going to get you to have a focus and a think about the abdominal muscles, and very importantly what we call the diastasis, which is the separation of the abdominal wall through the center. It's nothing to worry about. Not only is it very, very common, it's pretty normal that by your third trimester, it is very likely that you will get a separation. In fact, if you look at research, it's 100%. You know, you're going to get some kind of separation in that tummy wall. It's completely normal, and it can come back completely on its own. But sometimes you need to actually think about the strength and integrity of it and how you work to make sure that you are improving the integrity of that abdominal wall. And that's the key word. It's the integrity of the muscles and the function of the whole core unit that's really important. The width of the diastasis is less relevant, and this is the new way of thinking. There's been a little bit of research. There needs to be a hell of a lot more, but now we don't focus on the width of the diastasis. We focus more on the integrity of the fascia in between the abdominal wall, and that's the really important bit. It's about feeling through here and feeling how tensile it is, because it's that tension that's going to support your pelvis. Yeah, it's also what's going to help draw the abdomen in as well. So we're all going to test and feel our tummies, and I do recommend anyone that has any concerns, any worries about it at all, really should go and see a fully trained and qualified women's health physiotherapist. They're amazing people that can really help you. Often the tension is also connected to the other aspects of the core cylinder, which includes the pelvic floor. It includes movement around the thoracic spine, the diaphragm. So all of these things are connected, and a full examination, if you have any worries or any concerns, is a really good thing to do. So first of all, let's kind of feel our own tummies and see where our tummies are. So you're going to first of all lie onto your side and then turn onto your back, and I want you to just lie with your pelvis as flat as you can, and just put your hands onto your abdomen, and just in a relaxed position, so completely at rest, you're going to try and see if you can feel anything in your tummy. And you might have to kind of dig in, so you're just basically going to get your fingers in a vertical line, rather than horizontal, so in a vertical line, and just see if you can feel. So go find your belly button and just go above it, and just see if you can feel any gapping, and can you push your fingers in and feel a softness in the center of your belly, which is very likely, particularly in a postnatal situation. And there is very likely that if you move your fingers side to side, you'll feel that there is a gap. You'll feel the abdominal and there is a gap between. Now what we want to check is that on load, that gapping is tensile, so that when you load the muscles, you feel a drawing in, not necessarily of the abdominal wall, but of the fascia line, and it tenses. It's the tensileness of that fascia line. So you're going to put your fingers here, and then you're going to take the other hand back behind your head, and you just need to lift the head. You don't need to do anything more. You don't need to curl up extensively. Just lift the head, and you'll feel tension immediately come into that abdominal line. And you want to feel whether the abdominal muscles come in. Yes, it may narrow that abdominal separation, but how does the fascia in between feel? Is it very soft? And the chances are that it will be very soft, okay? And that's fine. It's about finding where you are. Relax back down. It's about finding where you are now, so that you can measure it as you go along, as you get stronger, bearing in mind that your integrity of your muscles will get, to a certain extent, get stronger on their own, and that it's not about the distance of the gap, it's about the integrity of the muscles and everything drawing in together. I'm going to ask you now to do the same thing, but this time I'm going to ask you to draw in through your deep core muscles. And if you have followed our previous video on the pelvic floor, you'll know how to do that. So make sure you do that video before you do this one. So put hand back behind the head, and this time you're going to take a breath, inhale, exhale, and draw up from the pelvic floor. Now do a curl up and see whether there's any difference. Now it may be that you just feel more tense. You can sometimes feel a widening, relax back down. You can feel a widening in the gap. Do not worry about that. That's fine. What's important is that you feel whether there is a difference in the integrity of that fascial line. It might be that you don't. It might be because you really couldn't feel and lift your pelvic floor up very well. Yeah? If you are able to, then that may help to improve the integrity of this wall. You may have pulled up and it may have felt exactly the same. So all we're doing, turn onto your side to come up, is trying to find where you are at right now. And then you can do, this is a little monitoring tool throughout this program to see whether the integrity is getting stronger. And as we start to build in the exercise, you'll be able to do that. So please don't worry about the width of the gap. The thing to concern about is how soft your tummy is in between the muscles, and it will be very soft to begin with. So think of it like a valley, yeah? So there's this dip and there's valley, and then there's this kind of tissue in between, and it probably feels all wibbly and wobbly at the moment. And what we want to do is get it feeling tense. So it doesn't matter how wide the valley is, yeah? It's the tension of the bridge. Think of it like a bridge going across. If it's a bridge and it's dropping down and in, and it's wobbling and wibbling, yeah, it's not gonna hold you in nicely together. But if it's tense and it's going in a straight line and there's integrity there, then it's going to be really strong and really good. And that's what we're trying to aim to get to, is to get that to integrity and that strength in that line. However, if you progress through this program or you're struggling to progress with that tensileness in your tummy, then that's the point where you really should be going to a physiotherapist and getting advice from a specific physiotherapist into what more you can do to help you with that tummy integrity and that strength in the abdominal wall. So that's something you could do at some point. It's something that a lot of women just go and do anyway because they want to find out, yeah? So I know that some of you watching this right now, that might be a really good thing for you to do, so that you're not wasting any time, because you know it's really weak, so you know that you're probably going to need that extra level of help. And I cannot tell you enough how important and how brilliant the information you will get from a women's health physiotherapist. It's gold dust, yeah. So it will really help you. So I hope that helps. Remember, we will continue to assess our tummies and see how they go to get that progress going through, and make sure that you follow all the other videos in this series to help you get that strength back.